Welcome everybody to the first BSCNews Security Summit. This event is going to be filled with a heavyweight lineup of BSC protocols that are looking to promote and further security. For those who are unaware of the heavyweight lineup we have from Binance Smart Chain, it's going to consist of these projects: the Binance Smart Chain community, Immunefi, SafePal, Hacken, PancakeBunny, and Onto Wallet. Each speaker has selected a security topic that is a primary focus of their project. The goal of this security summit is to shed light on some of the most important security measures going on and to educate all DeFi users, whether beginner or experienced. We're now going to go ahead and jump into our first project. So this project is a leading crypto asset management platform. They're actually backed by Binance, and I'm referring to the SafePal Wallet. They have over 2.5 million users that use their app, and they'll be joining us to discuss the core components of what makes SafePal, or why SafePal grants a secure DeFi experience. Specifically, their products focus on physical products. Notably, they have an S1 hardware wallet. Today, Tyler, head of growth at SafePal, will be joining us to discuss SafePal's security focus. How's it going, Tyler?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yep, you might be a little quiet on my end.
Okay, is it better now?
Yep, sounds good for me. Nice to have you on again.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to come on. I think I was here just a few weeks ago, right, with the announcement of Moonpot.
Yep, we were talking about the wallet holder offering, and anyone who tuned into that stream is probably fairly excited with the success of Moonpot and the Who.
Yeah, I mean the results are definitely tremendous, right now. I think most of our community, especially those that participated, are super satisfied with the results.
Definitely. So you could actually go ahead and share your screen, and then we can jump into your presentation and get into SafePal's security foci.
Okay, yeah.
Let me know if you're having any issues there, but should be pretty smooth.
Yeah, can you see the screen now?
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is fine, right?
Yeah, potentially just jump into the present in the top right. I think it'll full screen it for you.
Okay.
There we go.
Is it better?
Yep, all set.
Yeah, so let me just talk a bit more about SafePal, given that this is definitely about security and user asset protection.
Perfect.
So SafePal is a company, well, we're specifically a wallet platform company that offers software and hardware wallet solution, right? We were founded, as shown, in 2018. Basically, we manage crypto asset for users. And right now we support over 23 blockchains. And actually, we're getting ready to add another one really, really quickly, right? By the end of this week, that's our timeline. But we've encountered a lot of issues with the recent Ethereum London hard fork that we're trying to just scramble to add support for, which is causing a bit of delay. But we are expecting to have another new blockchain onto the platform really soon. And right now, the entire mission here at SafePal is definitely our number one priority is to protect users' assets, right? And given the fact that we support and we have over 2.5 million app downloads, we're seeing about 1.25 million monthly active users. And there's just a lot of users that are now engaged in the crypto world, right? And they're looking for solutions that SafePal can offer. So here is a presentation in terms of the products that we offer, right? As mentioned, we have a hardware wallet, right? We're one of the most value-priced hardware wallets, and it's completely offline with an air gap signing mechanism, which allows you to stay 100% offline, and it's paired with your mobile device. So you can engage with the crypto world. And I'm sure right now everyone's super excited with what's happening in the DeFi space, right? When we first began supporting it about a year ago, the space wasn't that big, but now DeFi is like a $2 trillion market, right? So there's a lot of users that are looking for a safe way to interact with this space, right? And a hardware wallet, specifically the one that we have, is definitely the most secure way for you to participate. and as well as the in-app. I think most users that use our product understand that we have in-app dApp support, right? So today I really want to talk about ways in order for users to protect themselves while engaging in the crypto space. So that's why these are some of the products that we have, and these are the solutions that we offer for users, for them to safely and securely participate in the crypto space. The hardware wallet is obviously the most secure way for you to interact and sign transactions, right? And then the other one is that, we come across a lot of users that create wallets, whether they're participating in our airdrops, whether, they're just coming on, giving our product a try. But there's a lot of users that they tend to forget, lose, right? And they just don't bother creating a seed phrase. And this is a huge problem that, we experience on a daily basis. Because we're a decentralized platform, like, it's really important that the users keep track of their seed phrases themselves. We at SafePal, we don't have some kind of database. We're not storing your data, especially your seed phrase. So this is something that you need to learn to protect, right? Which is why we also have solutions like the SafePal Cipher, where users can, after they create their seed phrase, after the wallet generates this for them, they need to keep it safe and write it down somewhere. But, a piece of paper isn't just going to do it. So ideally, you would want to store it on something like this, where it's flame-proof, right? Anti-corrosive, etc. This is going to last much longer than your piece of paper.
That's definitely, sorry, just to jump in here, I have just something funny. That's one of the biggest things. I've shown people crypto and started to set up wallets, and one of the first things they go to do is screenshot their seed phrase, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to show you if you're going to be lazy and not write this down. Like, these are some of the most easy and crucial things, and you're going to regret it if you don't do things like writing down a seed phrase, and then even just ordering a hardware wallet. Just wanted to jump in there, throw that out there.
Yeah, no worries. Like, it's great to have your input, because these things happen. It happens more often than people think, right? And I understand, out of convenience at the moment, you may not want to write it down, but it's this, this comfort, I guess, is ultimately going to put your assets at risk. So this is why we highly advise users, when you make your wallet, make sure you give yourself enough time where you can write down these seed phrases somewhere safe and store it safely. And preferably, I'd honestly recommend get something like a SafePal Cipher, so you can put it in there, right? And it's not on a piece of paper where you're likely it gets damaged, destroyed, lost, or it becomes unreadable for whatever reason, right? Now, going back to this hardware wallet, right? So within DeFi, one of the things, or the huge trend change here in crypto, is that given the fast-paced growth of DeFi, a lot of people engage in crypto now in a completely different way compared to just 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago. A couple of years ago, everything was on a centralized platform. So in order to participate in crypto, you had to take part in a centralized solution. Now, with the emergence of DeFi, with dexes like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, right, SushiSwap, ultimately everything's becoming more decentralized. So has the wallet, right? You are now held responsible, and you're given full control of your financials, right? Especially your crypto assets. So you need to be able to, or you would like to keep it safe and interact with the space in the safest way possible. Ultimately, going back, you want to get a hardware wallet just so that you, as an individual, keep your assets on a decentralized environment, so that the app or the project, right, or the product or service that you're engaged with in the crypto space, if they have some kind of service outage, for example, their servers crash, or if the centralized wallet that you decide to use, they're storing your personal data, right? Ultimately, that's not, those funds are not, they don't belong to you, right? So this is why ideally the best way is to store it in a hardware wallet. And SafePal's and our product makes it a whole lot easier, given the fact that, we totally understand that users now want convenience. They want simplicity and convenience. So the S1 is designed in a way that you carry it with you, and whenever you want to make a transaction, you simply have to just take it out and sign it. You don't need to carry cables around with you. You just charge the device, and every time you want to make a transaction, it's light enough and it's small enough for you to be able to carry it on the go, right? And allow you to sign any transaction at any time. Now, I do know that, some users are worried about, well, what if I lose my hardware wallet, right, on the go? What if my hardware wallet gets damaged? Or what if someone steals it from me? Well, we've had surprise audit teams try to crack the device, even given physical access. Our device is designed with mechanisms that will shut it off after 5 failed attempts, right? So even with surprise audits by, there's world-class audit teams out there that have tried to take a shot at the SafePal S1 hardware wallet, but they weren't able to break into it to get what's important, which is ultimately your funds and your seed phrase. So this is why, given the fact that as long as you have your seed phrase, you can always recover your access or your assets. Now, I think the next point I want to talk about would be just some of the issues that we come across on a daily basis, so that users can learn how to keep their assets safe and how to safely participate within the crypto industry. So now I want to talk about something called wallet security for DeFi users, right? So I think the best way for individuals to learn is to look at case studies, right? Or common mistakes that people make. Now here we have 3 issues, and ultimately it's the same issue. So because DeFi, it's still, I would say it's still quite early within the DeFi space. And whether you're a beginner or whether you're someone, like a veteran who's been in the space for quite a while, sometimes there's a lot of people that aren't able to read things at a code level, right? There's a lot of users that aren't really that deep. So when they participate in a lot of the dApps that, they get interested in, they're not really sure what they're signing access to. So the first time you actually engage with a DeFi project, and especially if you have a wallet account where you try out everything, right? You're like a savvy person and you want to be a part of as many crypto opportunities as you can. So you're going around signing your wallet onto, every dApp you have an interest in. And ultimately, because you aren't really reading that deep into the code level to understand what kind of dApp you just gave authorization to, some of these could be malicious, right? Which is why we're looking at 3 different cases of individuals that have lost all their funds, right? I mean, we've come across, individuals in this with 3 to 5 years experience, and they've still, lost everything. Basically, some of these malicious dApps that you're giving authorization to, because the moment you sign for your wallet to participate or to get access to the dApp, you're giving full access of your funds to the dApp, right? To the dApp and the services that they're going to provide to you, whether it's swap services, whether it's some kind of NFT service, whether it's some kind of liquidity pool that they're incentivizing you, or it's a lending protocol. Because there's so many malicious players out there, when you do that without that knowledge, what ends up happening is most of the time it's set at default to unlimited. So you're giving that dApp unlimited access to your funds. It essentially can withdraw as much as it wants. So here you're seeing 3 cases of this. Now, specifically, we know that these 3 cases are caused by one of the most I would just say a frequent situation right now, which is there's a lot of scam projects that are, sending out scam tokens via an airdrop mechanism. They're sending this out to the community, and you're going to sometimes see it in your wallet. This used to occur on Ethereum when Ethereum gas fees were really low. A lot of malicious individuals were creating tokens with this intention. But now, on the BSC side, right, there's a lot of activity happening on BSC, and now these scammers have shifted and started targeting not just on BSC, but all across different networks, right? So they're dropping these tokens into individuals' wallets. They're finding your wallet addresses through just BSC scan, Ethereum scan, or just the scan explorers. And they're just loading your wallets up with these different coins. So, we've come across a lot of issues where individuals are asking us, what's this token? How did I get it? Well, your address is public. It's just that they don't know your identity, but everything on blockchain is technically public. So they're able to pull this up and send you airdrops of these tokens. And because you become curious, you suddenly get 1,000, 1,000,000, or 100,000 of these coins. And that curiosity ends up leading you to some kind of malicious place where they're requesting you to sign some kind of transaction to pretty much liquidate these coins that they gave you so that you can sell it onto the market and get a profit. But it's essentially a scam, because the moment you sign authorization, you've given full access, right? And now these scammers have full access to your funds. And this is exactly what's happening. Like, as you can see, these are dated, right? All throughout this month, last month, right? And even today, these things are happening. So we at SafePal are definitely looking at ways to improve this while staying true to our decentralized mission, right? It doesn't make any sense for us to just outright block out transaction, right? Like, that's not what a decentralized wallet should even be doing. So we're definitely looking at ways to improve. So some of the solutions that we've already created would be, right now, if you use the wallet, you've probably come across security quizzes, right? And just in the last few weeks, we've made a lot of public announcements educating users, because I think the biggest challenge with beginners in the space is definitely user education. And then with regards to the whole airdrop mechanism, is that all the ones that SafePal officially, I would say, back, come from the SafePal Wallet holder offering, right? Anything else, it does not involve us, right? So there's a lot of projects out there that may be using our name, using our platform to provide tokens, but if you don't see it as part of the SafePal Wallet holder offering, then these type of airdrops are definitely not related to us, right? The whole point of why we created the whole WHO mechanism was to improve upon the airdrop process, because there's a lot of issues plagued with its design.
Perfect. Yeah. And specifically when kind of interacting with these new projects, something I do is I just make a brand new wallet. If this is something where it's a project that is just released and I don't want to give them allowances to one of my main wallets, I'll just load up a new wallet and transfer a minimal amount of funds that I'm willing to risk on the protocol. So that's something I kind of take as a measure to, if I am interacting with, because I love kind of just jumping on all of these new projects. So when I do interact with something that looks a little bit more risky or is new to the market, I definitely just open up a new wallet. That way, if I do give any malicious allowances, I'm only risking what I know I wanted to risk.
Yeah, like, definitely, right? I think that's definitely one of the ways that, we've been telling users, if you're going to engage in something brand new, you don't understand how risky this thing is, definitely set limit or create a separate wallet where it has a limited amount of funds, right? Don't use your main portfolio to jump into, some of the high risk, or the ones that just came out. There's no audit reports on it. Nobody really knows anything about it. You think it's a great opportunity, right? Go ahead, give it a shot. But, do set certain risk management strategies in place, right? And I think that's actually a great thing, right? This is definitely something that we advocate, create a new wallet and then just set a small amount.
Perfect. And then just another thing there, if you guys do have allowances, maybe you interacted with something you think is potentially malicious, there are various allowance checkers across the BSC. One I know notably is Beefy Finance has an allowance checker that'll let you revoke any permissions from certain contracts.
Yeah, definitely, right? There's, even when we within the SafePal wallet, we've got an in-app dApp store where users can engage with any dApp that has come to publicate their information to us and make a submission to our community, right? And then once we offer support, because we obviously first have to test that this dApp actually has built in a wallet integration system so that our users can connect properly, right? And then once that's done, then we would list it onto the SafePal in-app dApp store. And the moment you sign into it, it actually allows you to set limits, right? So this is why I personally would, I advocate that users do set certain limits, right? And there's, yes, like you mentioned, there's definitely also now there are toolkits that allows you to revoke all the past contracts. So if you don't know what you signed or you did this a few months ago and you're not sure all the different dApps that you've given authorizations to, there are ways. We've created guides for users to come and pretty much revoke all of those, right? And then start anew.
Perfect. Yeah. And it sounds like you guys got it figured out with the permissions, and that's kind of a main thing there. That's pretty much like making a new wallet if you just limit the permission to what you wanted to risk.
Yeah, definitely, right? And then we're also, we're always looking at ways to improve security, right? That's definitely our number one priority. So we've already been working on designs like the SafePal gift box, earn, and also displaying third-party infos on tokens, right?
Yeah. And just to get into a little bit of discussion, did you have any other slides or anything you wanted to touch on, Tyler, before I jump into a couple questions?
No, I think this is essentially what we've had time to prepare, right? And what we're able to share.
Perfect. So the most notable product is obviously the S1 hardware wallet. I know these are like a hot commodity at the moment. How can users go about getting a SafePal S1 wallet?
Right now, I would definitely advise users to visit our official website, right, safepal.io, and you can purchase one directly. And within our website, we also have a resellers tab where you can find a domestic or an official domestic reseller that we would support and see if they have inventory, right? However, right now, due to the extreme demand, we are expected to run out of products really, really quickly.
Definitely, yeah. I know BSCNews team is trying to actually get some SafePal wallets, and we know there's been issues with demand. So just wanted to kind of surface that and point community members in the right direction. You also mentioned that SafePal has sort of this in-app dApp integration. How do you guys go about adding projects and doing any vetting or security measures before adding these projects into the wallet?
So on this side, if a project would like to, be listed towards our users, they just go to our website. There's a submit a token and submit a dApp option for the community or the projects themselves, and they can make an application. And the thing about vetting is that, we don't really have the resources to fully vet everything that gets submitted. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, what we do is we just test to see if the wallet connection actually exists, right? There's no benefit if a project doesn't even support a connection for the SafePal wallet, right? So this is why we generally drive the projects that way, to actually build it, and our engineers simply just test that, right? However, we are looking at different ways in terms of how we can, improve the security aspect on some of the dApps that are supported.
Perfect. Yeah. So currently it sounds like that is definitely, it's a great tool. It's just important that users do know that it's the same thing as all decentralized finance. They need to exercise caution when interacting with these projects.
Yeah, exactly, right. And if any project is looking to collaborate with us, this is when we would have mandatory requests on audits, right? We don't do these audits, but they have to go out there and get themselves audited, right? Contracts, if they have smart contracts that need to be audited, token contracts that need to be audited, right, before we're willing to jump in.
Perfect. Yeah. And kind of just to wrap this one up here, how essential would you say a hardware wallet is for a beginner and kind of ensuring DeFi security? Sort of just to wrap up everything we've gone over.
Yeah, so I think definitely a hardware wallet, to be honest. I would say it's the first step, right? If you're going to engage in this DeFi space, nowadays everything or your entire user journey experience begins with a wallet. So you ideally, if you're going to go in with, let's say, $100 worth of investment, you ideally want to make sure that you have at least the basics or one of the most secure ways to securely store your crypto assets, right? And it definitely begins with a hardware wallet, right? And we have one of those most value priced products with everything you're going to need, right? From the moment you need to on-ramp fiat, we are partnered with really credible third-party sources like Simplex and BTC Direct, right? To the moment that you need to trade. If you need to trade, we have swap features. We've got the Binance dApp built inside, right? And ultimately, if you want to engage with the more advanced stuff that exists within DeFi, we support pretty much everything out there that exists currently across the 23 blockchains that we do support, right, within our dApp store. And we're looking to constantly add more, right? And I want to throw in one last bit, which is why wouldn't you get a hardware wallet that would reward you, right? I'm sure we know what we're talking about with regards to the whole wallet holder offering.
Definitely. So that was a great presentation and discussion, Tyler. And on the part of earning with the wallet, the Who definitely for Moonpot made a great case on not even on the security side, but just on potential upside of using SafePal's products. So not only does this provide security features, there's utility behind it as well. And I think the really important thing is there's really a breakthrough on sort of the value users get for this hardware wallet. Before, it used to be something where, oh, this hardware wallet's kind of expensive, I'd rather just use it more as an investment. But now with something like the SafePal S1, it's very efficient to jump in with a hardware wallet and protect your investment.
Yeah, definitely, right? We're always looking at ways to improve that new user on ramp, right? To improve the user experience journey.
100%. Thank you so much, Tyler, for the discussion. I look forward to speaking with you in the future, and thanks for sharing everything on SafePal's security foci.
Thanks for having me, Greg.
Definitely.
Pleasure to be here.
Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out to the Security Summit. It's been a great event. There's tons of information shared. The goal behind this was to kind of keep it short for each project, but enough to where they can share crucial information. And I think this event did a great job of that. And then most importantly, please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're just getting started with events of this nature. We're going to be holding monthly summits like this, covering all sorts of projects in the future. We also do one-on-one project discussions. We've had some notable projects such as Venus, Baby Doge, Crypto Blades, and those videos are all available on the YouTube. So be sure to subscribe for that kind of content because there'll be a ton more coming. And again, thank you everybody for joining the Security Summit. Be sure to stay safe out there.